Aquarian Foundation, Tomorrow's Religion Here Today, 315 15th Avenue East, Seattle, Washington, 98112. Telephone 206 324 6046. Weekly services. Sunday, worship is at 11 a.m., 3 p.m., masterclass. Members only. Wednesday, spiritual healing is at 8 p.m. All sincere persons welcome. Study group meeting times and days of meetings may vary. Revelation 2. Verse 17 in the King James Version of the Bible states, He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, save he that receiveth it. Interview with Jen on Sunday, May 17th, 2026. Jen is the study group leader of the Aquarian Foundation Chicago Study Group. For meeting dates and times in Chicago, telephone Jen at 224-251-7275. Interviewer, Reverend Catherine Reed. Aquarian Foundation takes the position that a person should consult with competent medical doctors and supplement this with spiritual healing. We do not make any guarantees, claims, or promises as to the accuracy of spiritual messages or the results of any spiritual ceremony. Information contained herein is not a denial of good and competent medical, legal, financial, or other professional help. Each person is urged to seek competent professional advice on these and other matters. Right of admission reserved. Program subject to change without notice. All rights reserved.
I'd like to introduce Jen from Aquarian Foundation to our interview for today. I have a couple of questions. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule and spending some time to actually just sit down with me and have a conversation. I appreciate that. So why don't we jump right in? You joined. Do you want to share with me what you coming into the church, what that experience was like for you coming into the church when you joined? How did you find out about the church? You want to share a little bit of that with us?
Yeah, this is when I was in my very early 20s, and I had taken an extended visit to the Philippines for about 5.5 months, and I came back home, and I really thought that I was going to move there, like, permanently. And during this time, my father was going through kind of like, he couldn't help but explore like his spiritual nature, even though he was a political activist for many years. And so after I came back from the Philippines, my dad was deeper into like the esoteric. And he had met who was our spiritual leader in Chicago, through like an advertisement of like a spiritualist type of publication. And he went ahead and met her and received a reading. And he said to me, he goes, I think you should meet Joan, and she channels, or she's in communication with the Ascended Masters. And I looked at him like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what the hell is that? And then when I heard about immortality, I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean immortals? That is crazy. Anyway, but on a deeper spiritual and soul level, there was like a big scream for yes.
So you met Joan at that point.
I did. I met her. I made the appointment to meet with her, and it was really funny because when she was looking at me, she was, but she really wasn't. Like, she was like looking around me. She could see my aura immediately, and then one of my master teachers came through, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm like, okay, and he's from India. I'm like, okay, like that's interesting,
Yeah.
And I remember meeting with her again and finding out more about, oh, this was very interesting. Another consultation, I learned about how my soul comes from another planet. That was like, for me, huh?
Mind blowing.
Yeah, and talk about awakening. And I just couldn't deny, even though intellectually I thought my destiny was going to go a certain direction, my soul was like, no, you got to be here.
So did you join like the first time that you met with her, or what was the time frame of having communication with her and spending time with her that it is that you actually joined Aquarian Foundation?
I would say probably within about 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so I consulted with her one-on-one. And, you know, when my parents consulted with her, like, it was very evidential. Like, my mom's, my uncle who had passed away, and the circumstances in which, and how he passed away was in detail explained to my mom's like, there's no way that Joan could have known that. So, that's where I think, you know, with my parents and their kind of testimony, that's why I was like, yeah, I need to meet this woman. And in about 3 to 6 months, and I joined reluctantly, honestly. Okay. I really joined reluctantly. So I learned about another one of my master teachers came through. And then it was like, oh, this is a master teacher from Atlantis. I'm like, Atlantis? I mean, you can imagine, like, wow, you know.
Did you have any reference before that of like Atlantis being an actually real place, or no? Okay.
Not at all. Well, what I can tell you is prior to this, in my search for truth, I grew up Catholic. And there's a lot of like dogma in Catholicism. And I've got a early memory of, I've always felt very deeply connected with God in my own way. And one time we were at Mass, because we go to Mass like every week. And I'm looking at, and I'm inspired by the priest. And so I start mimicking what the priest does with his hands. And I'm...
Oh, when they show the sign of the cross?
Sign of the cross. I started doing it like that, you know. And they're like, you going to detention.
Wow.
Yes, because you don't do that.
Okay,
like
so that was considered to be disrespectful.
Yes, but for me, I was just inspired with the spiritual gesture of the priest. I don't care if it's a man or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was disciplined for doing that, and I was in first grade. I was like 6 years old.
Wow.
And I remember and I try to hide. I put my hood on, like leaving the church, but then my teacher like picked me out of the line, and she's like, nope, you come right here. You're not, you know, you're being disciplined for daring.
Wow.
You know, I guess.
So that didn't help did it hinder your process for seeking your spiritual nature, or did it make you more determined?
It made me more determined.
Okay.
So, and when I was exploring, like I explored Christian, what is it? Born again Christian groups.
Okay.
I explored Hare Krishna. I explored, you know, several things. So I was on a very soul spiritual level. I was seeking.
Okay.
And so I think, and I found my home in the Aquarian Foundation because it made sense. See, that's the thing, because in the Born Again, it's like there is that, you know, revival or your community, and then what happened was I didn't feel comfortable getting baptized. I've been baptized in the Catholic Church, but their form of baptism, I didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hold off. And the pressure for not doing it and telling me I'm going to go to hell, and I was like, you know what? There's something about this that's not real.
Not gelling for you.
Right. It's not, I guess, maybe I shouldn't say it's not real, but I just couldn't fathom a God that's so punitive and punishing like that. So I just knew that it wasn't where I belonged. Then I'm finding about, you know, past lives. And then I'm finding about how there are many masters from many different cultures. That made sense to me. You know, then I just felt like the puzzle was coming together. And then I was having mystical experiences in class. And it just continued, you know, to have them. And understanding karma.
Okay.
You know, really understanding, oh my God, I've been through this before. Like, whoa. Like, okay, now I understand. And I continue to
Okay, so it gave you a level of understanding. So that's the part of it that attracted you to Aquarian Foundation and kept you coming, is what I'm understanding from
Yeah.
you. And so you got drawn in by all of that. Which part of the teachings are you attracted to the most? Like, what's the stuff that inspires you to delve more and more into the teachings of Aquarian Foundation? Is there any one particular, or a couple of particular things, or is it just a general, so many options that your soul gets excited by?
I had this one experience. I was still a nurse at the time. I had an experience where I asked my master teacher about meditation. Okay, I'm like, well, how often should I meditate? Like, how do I do this? And what I saw was an EKG,
Okay.
normal sinus rhythm. And I go, why the hell am I seeing the EKG? And the message I received was, well, do you see like how the rhythm shows health?
Okay.
So it registered like, oh, so like the more regular, the more healthy.
Okay, so that's a spiritual journey then.
Right. Like the consistency and so instead of like giving me, like in Catholicism, it was like saying 5 Hail Marys, like, 6 Our Fathers, and and then
The punitives.
yes, then you're excused from all your sins. It was more of like think,
Observe.
discover for yourself, and I would always get symbols, just symbols, and so that's what kept me going. It's because I really truly felt, I still feel, my that level of spirituality is what I've always been looking for.
How does it influence how you live your life in the practical sense, if you want to, in the physical world? How does that influence how you live your life?
As of lately, I'm really conscientious about my thoughts towards situations and other people, and how well I love.
That's beautiful.
That's all it comes down to for me. Because I just, there's just so much more to even say that you can't really express like in an interview. But in my soul's unfoldment, I now know that everything is a mere reflection of me. And whatever I'm triggered by, or whatever bothers me, and also the beauty that I see is a reflection of in some way a reflection of myself. So it's been a very deep journey for me. It's hard for me to verbalize, but and the more that I come to terms with that mirror reflection and what I observe, the more peace I feel. That's the best way I can describe it.
So if you had to have the opportunity to say to someone or inspire someone, what would inspire you, or what would help you to draw someone to Aquarian Foundation? If you just say, this is what I think what it is for you. So what is it for you that you think would inspire someone else to come to Aquarian Foundation?
What I would say is, first off, if they ever come across someone like me or like our group, it didn't happen by accident. It was definitely meant to be, and there's something within them that called them to be in that space. And what I would encourage them, because I lived this, is to really pay attention, to keep an open mind, and to pay attention to the deeper parts of themselves that got them there, which is basically their higher selves. And that's like whatever their egos are saying at that point, or like, this can't be real, or this is illogical. The truth is, your higher self has been longing for this, and to pay attention, to honor that part of their personality. That's what I would recommend. And then whatever we talk about at that moment, maybe there's a lesson that we're playing, to listen with their heart, listen to beyond the intellect, even listen to the deeper parts, listen with the deeper parts of themselves. That's what I would recommend. And they will never go wrong, because you have to be very true to yourself. You have to be very, very true to yourself. And sometimes you make decisions that seem illogical, but it is the right decision for you in the greater scheme of things.
Okay. To pay attention to yourself in that vibration that you were talking about of love.
Yes, and the part of you that really truly longs for truth, because Reverend Werner had said, and when I talk to people in our group too, the truth is, well, there's an underlying common denominator that I've noticed, and then it was verbalized to Reverend Werner too, is that usually people who come to this space is because they've been searching for it their whole life.
Yes.
And in order for us to come to the truth, we have to explore a lot of chaos and a lot of untruth first in order to get to like the real truth of things. So, and your soul will always know.
That's a beautiful note to end off our interview. So thank you so much. Your soul will always know when you find your truth and when you find your spiritual home.
Yes.
So thanks, Jen. I appreciate your time. And I look forward to some more conversations for sure about your spiritual journey in Aquarian Foundation.
Thank you.
So thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.